Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar here, and it's time for the Orns Friday focus on Watford versus Rotherham tomorrow at the Vic. That's right, Watford, their second consecutive home game at the Vic in the Championship for 2023, off the back of that 2-0 win over Blackpool last Saturday. Watford will be hoping to replicate that feat tomorrow against a Rotherham side that had lost 4 of its previous 6 Championship games until their robust thumping of Blackburn Rovers. 4-0 it was to Rotherham last weekend. And Rotherham looking to continue that kind of form as well. The last time these two teams played last year, sometime in October or September, it was a 1-1 draw played out at the New York Stadium, with Rotherham scoring inside the first 2 minutes of the game. And that was what Watford had not played well. They hadn't played well in the first few minutes of that game. And then in the 33rd minute of the game, Facundo Bayo scoring his goal, a much needed one for Watford with a spectacular volley that made it honours even at the end of the day. Now, Watford will be looking to go one better than that. Facundo Bayo looking to be a bit more resurgent. He scored in the first game in the Championship this calendar year, that late winner at Norwich City, and he trudged off last weekend to a chorus of boos, at least from some Watford fans at the Vic, during what was a 0-0 game at the time against Blackpool. He apologized since then, Bayo, and I think that his maturity there is showing you that he is a team player. Bayo has always been a team player, but it was very uncharacteristic for him to trudge off in the manner he did, upset with being substituted. Well, Watford tomorrow going to have to keep their heads in the game, and discipline is going to be the name of the game. Hassan Kamara, if he does come back to start in the game tomorrow, will have to keep his head screwed on straight. But James Morris is likely to be the starter in this game for Watford. James Morris has been very good at left back since he has come in, and I think he deserves to keep his place. We will see what happens with Kamara. I expect that he'll start the game on the bench tomorrow. Now, Watford will have to make sure that they start this game a whole lot better than they did against Rotherham the previous time that they played them. As I said, Rotherham scored inside the first 2 minutes of the game. In fact, Rotherham scored inside the first 33 seconds of the game last weekend against Blackburn. So Watford will have to guard against that early goal that the opposition may score. Watford themselves will have to come out on the front foot, but it's important not only to come out on the front foot tomorrow, it's important for Watford to maintain that pressure, especially at home. Now, Watford have been very much an up and down outfit. Watford, of course, will have much more of the possession. Rotherham typically don't mind that at all. In lots of their games, they've had something like 30% of the possession or less. So expect Watford to have lots of possession tomorrow, which means that they'll have to not just have lots of possession, they'll have to actually do something with it. Make sure that if you do have that possession, and Watford will, that they create lots of chances and make sure that they convert the chances that they create, especially in the first half of the game. Now, it is human nature to slack off just a little bit, especially if you have a 2 or 3 goal lead. But Watford now in this championship run have to be very, very clear on maintaining their intensity level at all times. And the minute that Slaven Bilic sees some of the players' heads begin to drop or the intensity level wane, I think he's got to start making substitutions. You cannot afford now, Watford, to fall further back from the top 2 teams in the championship, Burnley and Sheffield United, who all could extend their leads. Both of those teams could extend their leads tonight in games that they will be playing ahead of Watford's tomorrow against Rotherham. Burnley host West Bromwich Albion tonight, and Sheffield United host Hull City tonight. Sheffield United, an 11-point gap opened up between them and third-placed Watford for the race for automatic promotion, and then top of the table, Burnley lead Watford by 16 points. Burnley, I think, are not going to be caught. But Sheffield United, there's an outside chance, certainly, for Watford to catch them. And for Watford to even get close to Sheffield United, they are going to obviously have to win this game tomorrow. Against the Rotherham side now, they're going to be brimming with confidence following that 4-0 thumping of Blackburn Rovers. So if Watford win tomorrow, they will remain in third place, and they will go up to 46 points. But of course, they've got to get it done on the field. It remains to be seen who will be starting this game, because Idia Kayembe is reportedly close to being back, perhaps, and definitely Hassan Kamara, off of the 3-match ban that he has served, will be coming back into this game. Now, Watford were 2 wins and 1 defeat without Hassan Kamara in the championship in the lineup. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And of course, expect the youth to play this game as well for Watford. I'm looking to see Martins as well, a very bright, lively player. Kone, very confident, forward-thinking player. And of course, Toby Adeyemo. Will he get the start or will he come off the bench? We'll see about all of that tomorrow. I expect Mario Gaspar to remain in the midfield, anchored with Hamza Chowdhury. And I think that that is going to be a very good pairing for Watford. Obviously, Gaspar has improved in leaps and bounds in terms of the way he's played this game, coming in first as a trademark right back and now being inserted into the midfield, I think has made him an even better player. And I think his role is going to be there now for the foreseeable future. Now, of course, it remains to be seen if Watford are going to be bringing in more players in the duration of this transfer window, which now lasts for another couple of weeks before the window shuts. Of course, they've got a number of players in. Ben Manga, the technical director, has got to be applauded for his work, along with Helena Costa, with their work to get these players in that they've got, like João Ferreira. I expect him to start tomorrow at right back. I think that's where Slaven Bilic will go. And then bringing in the likes of a Kone, Leandro Bacuna. We'll see if Bacuna is back in time to figure in this game. But Watford, if they do have these players ready, like a Bacuna, like a Ido Kayembe, they've got some options there in midfield. But certainly, I think Slaven Bilic, and he's made this public, he wants much, much more coming in, at least 2 or 3 other players to come in during this transfer window. But in the meantime, on the pitch tomorrow, that's where business has to be done by Watford. This cannot be a game where you play down to the level of your competition. And respectfully speaking, though, Rotherham are a good outfit, but they are mired in the bottom 6 in the table. Do not play down to that level. Actually act as if Rotherham are in the top 5, battling along with you for the playoffs and for automatic promotion. And I think if you come out with a mindset that says this team is as high up in the table as we are, we've got to start fighting and scraping with them on the pitch in terms of our football, that might serve you a whole lot better than if you treat Rotherham as a bottom 6 team. Rotherham are better than they show, and Watford must be equal to the task and then more. If Watford apply themselves mentally and keep up the battling spirit that they had, especially in the second half against Blackpool and the fight that they showed against Norwich, I think Watford should come out of here with 3 points. But again, Watford's biggest enemy is themselves. This has been the Orns Friday Focus.